Hey Sagittarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements, your sun, moon, rising, Venus. And I'll be posting pictures of the spread at the end. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, if I remember. All right. I know you guys would forgive me if I said I was going to post those at the end, and then you didn't. I'm sure you guys would be okay. All right, Sagittarius. So we have touched the sky. This is a sense of isolation and having not feeling connected to the earth, not feeling connected to people, sort of dangling sort of a fishing line out here, hoping to catch something, hoping to catch a connection, having ideas and things that you'd like to share with people, but just not feeling quite ready to, or not being able to, wanting to, and imagining what it would be like to share with people, maybe even hang out with some people and that kind of thing. So, so a little bit of sort of intellectual and emotional isolation, really thinking about wanting to connect with people. You may have recently lost your tribe or parts of your tribe, as sometimes happens as we change and grow through life. And you might be dreaming about what it would be like to be part of a group again, or part of something bigger, a group of people, because we have the one bird up here. And we're dreaming about being one of these in this group down here. So you might be putting out feelers about maybe hanging out with some people, maybe connecting with some people, but you're really feeling like you'd like to have some connection. And then we have Sea Witch here. So this is about, again, wanting. There's a lot of wanting here, a lot of dreaming and wanting. Sea Witch is about dreaming about going somewhere, accomplishing something, but not yet having the appropriate tools. She's playing. Play is very serious. Play is how humans learn best. So she's playing with this propeller, and she's dreaming about the day when she someday gets her own real propeller. There might be an issue here about a sense of self-worth. She may intellectually feel very ready for this propeller, very ready to move forward, but there's something that's holding her back, and it might even be just a sense of her own worthiness. Sometimes there are some fields where you can just walk in, and as long as you're good, like especially art fields, as long as you're good, they don't care how long you spent training or whatever like that, as long as you can do the job and you accomplish what needs to be accomplished. But sometimes people have a perception that they needed to have worked a long time in order to deserve something. And so that's coming into play here, that it's your perception. The amount of time you need to work on something until you deserve it is a matter of opinion and perception, and that's your perception. But you are very committed to this thing. You might actually, in both of these, you actually have a little companion. Here you have a bird, and here you have a fish. So you do have either a pet, very wild conjecture on my part, you might have a pet, or you do have a friend or somebody with you, but you're hoping for like a wider audience or something bigger. More connection, and you're hoping to be able to accomplish something and achieve something, and you've been working for it for a long time, and you might be getting a little frustrated about not having. I mean, in both of these, there's this waiting and kind of a sense of getting impatient. So you're waiting to connect with people, waiting to go to be in a group, to share your ideas, and waiting to be able to move forward with some sort of part of your life that you feel ready. You think you're ready to move forward. Subconsciously, you might not be thinking that, and that could be what's holding you back. Otherwise, just external factors, like you just don't actually have a real propeller. So all you have still is a play propeller. So, and this could be dealing with emotional issues, or, being ready. This could be being ready to be in a relationship, but not finding what you're looking for, not ready for like a deep emotional connection. And thinking that you're ready. Could also be job, thinking that you're ready for a promotion or the next level, but just not quite there yet. So there's a lot of longing and dreaming and hoping about the future and planning. I wouldn't say, planning for the future, either like daydreaming about the future or, and there might be a little bit of impatience creeping in. I think patience is a funny word, because patience, like when you're really patient, you don't need the word patient, just because you're just actually just patient, and you don't need a word to describe just being, right? It's only when you start to get impatient that you have to remind yourself to be patient. Or, you know, anytime I'm like, I'm patiently waiting, I'm not patiently waiting. I'm trying to patiently wait. I'm not. So I think patience is a funny word. We only need it when we don't have it. And just, we don't need to describe it unless I don't know if I'll ever be able to describe that idea. Maybe I just did successfully. All right, so Sagittarius, here's your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, yeah. Okay, in your recent past, you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is the work card, working for your money, studiously working, working hard, and very focused on your work, focused on money. There's an institution here, so this might be about, you know, not self-employment, possibly, but, you know, being employed with an institution, with a larger company, or something like that. And you're working hard. It's usually a vibe of focused work, enjoying your work. And that was in your recent past. In your present situation, this totally looks like you got laid off and you'd like to go back to work, but you're not going to, in some ways. Part of this reading looks like that. Part of this reading could be, anyway, that's the vibe I'm getting. So in your current situation, you've got the Hermit card. So you are alone and isolated here. You are moving forward little baby steps at a time, just so far as you're only being shown the path as you walk it. So it's like you take one step, okay, and then you get to see the next step, okay. And the only guide is your inner compass, your North Star. And this is a pretty solo journey. You're not really sharing it with somebody. This could be by choice. Or this could be, force the Hermit's usually an isolation by choice. Time to go within, time to figure out what you want, time to figure out where you want to go. So there is like this step-by-step sort of alone, working through some stuff alone vibe, which is a lot of what this is. I don't know that you want to be in the Hermit mode though, because we've got this card. That's what's making me question whether the Hermit mode here was a choice or not, because you're dreaming about sharing with other people. You'd like to share with other people. In your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears is a Star card. So you're really hoping that you're on the right track. You're hoping that you're hoping that this Hermit, this part where you're just checking in with yourself, making sure that you're living your life the way you want to, or going along your path bit by bit, slowly. And it's kind of a bit of a solo path. It's not a group project here. This is a bit of a solo endeavor. So this Star card is here talking about, she's our cheerleader. She's our cosmic cheerleader. As far as like, it can go two ways. Being famous, you might be hoping to build a career, to be recognized for your talents and your abilities, to be a star. You could also be hoping that you're right if that's not part of your plan and part of this dream that you have of where you'd like to go. It could be just really hoping to be in the flow, to be on your path, to have things going smoothly, flowing. This is the cheerleader card, as in both, she's just both, out in front and accepting the attention of the crowd, as is her job, or she could be cheering on so they have two jobs, sort of, I guess. I don't know. She's cheering on the crowd part. And so she could be, facing the crowd, absorbing the attention of the crowd. So that could be something you're hopeful of or fearful of, I guess. Or she could be cheering on the players and telling them they're doing a good job. So this could also be the universe telling you you're doing a good job, and that you're on the right path. So that's what you're looking for, either one of those two things, or possibly both, actually. Some fame, some recognition on your path, and maybe even some recognition from the universe, or some message from the universe that you are inching your way towards something, towards anything. Are you? You can have a lot of doubt here, and here you're not even sure either. You're like, I'm working towards something, but I don't know if I'm getting it. And so you'd like to have some confirmation that you're going in the right direction. In your what's at issue here is this Four of Swords card. So in the upright, the Four of Swords is the nap, preparing for the future, taking a break, resting up, planning, regrouping. But in the reverse, it's sort of a refusal to do that, a refusal to regroup. You may be wanting to get back to things so much that you're not taking the time out that this is designed to take, for you to take, that your life is asking you to take. You may not be enjoying this hermit mode or making the most of it. And by that, I don't mean being extremely productive and writing the, all-American novel or anything like that, whatever country you're in, and the novel that defines your era there. So I don't mean that. I mean like getting in touch with yourself, getting in touch with who you are, and feeling, making sure that you're on your right path and you're aligned with yourself, and you're hoping for some alignment with the universe or some sort of message. But this can be sickness, this can be illness, this can be a refusal to take a nap when it's time. I don't know if if you feel a cold coming on or a flu thing coming on, the best thing to do is head straight to bed and let your body fight that off. And my personal experience from times in my life when I've had time and opportunity to go to bed right away, and when I have not had time or opportunity to do that, if I don't, I'm sick for weeks. If I just try to push through it, it just makes everything worse. If I surrender to it and just say, hey, you know what? I bet if I go to bed early tonight, I'll beat this thing by tomorrow morning. And that's usually what happens. So, so if you didn't listen to the message to go to bed early or take a nap or something like that, you could end up being more sick. So this is a metaphor for, of course, as all these cards are, for other things in life, like something you needed to take a break from, but you didn't. You kept pushing, and now everything's worse. So, and it could be someone being sick, someone being seriously ill. This isn't necessarily. I'm gonna say this isn't the cold card, although I just did say it was the cold card. But so it could be just getting sick. This can be coming as a warning that if you refuse to take this break, and refuse to rest and recuperate. I mean, resting and recuperating is absolutely crucial. It's a third of our lives. Our bodies require us to spend a third of our lives resting and recuperating at least. So if you're not participating in that biological necessity, you're going to pay a price. So, and that's a metaphor for lots of things. Pushing too hard, working too hard, all of that, you need to take a break. And it looks like maybe you didn't, and now you made things worse. So, in your external, we have Nine of Cups. Someone around you got what they wanted. Someone around you, so this could be creating some more frustration here. When we see people around us getting what we want on a timeline that we had hoped for and preferred, this is somebody being very proud of their emotional accomplishments, their accomplishments, and feeling, displaying them and feeling proud of what they were able to do. This is a wish fulfillment card. So someone around you got what they wanted and they're very happy about it, and they're definitely not keeping it a secret, which is fine. We turn to our communities for encouragement. This encouragement, you might be looking for some sort of a trophy or reward too, and somebody else got it and you would like it. You want that for yourself, but your timeline is your timeline. You can't push it so that you can keep up with other people's timelines and with your own timeline. I think it looks like maybe you had a timeline for accomplishing something, and someone else, because someone else did it that way, and you were expecting to do it that way, but you've been pushing yourself too hard and too far. Everyone's timeline is very different, and I don't understand why. And I struggle with timeline, my own, timeline issues as well. So I totally get this energy here as far as like somebody around you got what they wanted. And they're very proud of it, and you should be proud of them too, because there's enough to go around here that we can be proud of our friends and family when they achieve things, even when we're jealous. The best way to deal with jealousy actually is just to admit you're jealous. And the more you shove that down, the more fucked up your behavior gets towards the other person. It's not their fault. So the best way I have found to deal with jealousy is to just straight out, I'm jealous. Occasionally I'm like, I'm jealous, I'm gonna need like 10 minutes to go process that. And then I'll come back and be happy with you, because that's what I know I want. I'm just having this frustration or this jealousy. It's a normal emotion. It's a very good emotion too. If you're jealous of this, it's your feelings telling you want this. They're reaffirming that this is definitely what you want. So when you're jealous of somebody, it's a really good indication that you want to go in that direction, that's what you want. So if you were confused on what you wanted, just look at whoever you're jealous of, and then you'll know. And so here's your to-do list. The Hanged Man, hanging out here, waiting to ripen. This is human fruit. You're hanging out on the tree, ripening, and doesn't look like anything's happening, right? This is the ultimate getting impatient card. Not the ultimate, but it is this energy here where you're dreaming, you're longing to connect, you're dreaming, and this is like, keep dreaming, because part of what's going on here is you have stuff to figure out. Okay, it doesn't look like anything's going to happen, but you've got a lot of internal work to do, and you've got a lot of stuff to figure out. Maybe about this jealousy, maybe this resting. These two cards have a very similar vibe. They're like, things aren't really happening. Things aren't going fast or quickly. Things are going very slowly. And this is going slow and solo, trying to figure out what's going on and what you need to do next. Going slow because you have very low visibility. So we go slow, as some of us have learned the hard way. We go slow when there's limited visibility. We do not go faster when there's limited visibility. So that's how you've been slowed down. You're missing your timeline. You had an idea of what was going to happen in what order and in what time. That got slowed down. Someone else got that. You might be a little jealous, but this is an indication about what you want in case you didn't know. And you're going to be honest about your jealousy. You're going to be honest with yourself. It's a very normal emotion, so you're not going to hide that or pretend that's not going on. And you're going to deal with it maturely. And then we have the Hanged Man here. So this is you dealing with your shit, dealing with what you've got going on, dealing with these possibly subconscious issues of self-worth and being ready for something. This is you figuring out a lot of stuff, but not moving. So your job during the nebulous cloud of time period around this reading is to don't make any moves, any external moves, but keep working on this part, because you've got some internal work to do. Which everybody does, but this is just like this. You've got internal work to do. This is a perennial card. It's every season. Perennials aren't for every season, but they're just yearly. But it is a yearly card. It's a constant. It's a constant. We're all constantly doing inner work. But the cool thing about this card in particular is that it is in preparation for freeing you from something, for liberating you, for movement forward. So you are preparing for something. You are definitely preparing to move forward. But card is here is keep preparing. You've got more work to do. Keep working. And then we've got this warning card coming up. You've got two not so great cards here. We have like a emergency sickness card here. And then we have the Seven of Cups card as a warning that if you're not going to do this inner work and prepare and keep preparing for this, if you're going to get impatient, throw in the towel. If you're going to get impatient, get angry, and hate the world for not giving you what you wanted on the timeline that you created, this is what you have to deal with. So this would be an inner demon. This is a need to reveal something, to be honest about things, to get some clarity on some things, because this inner demon is going to be wreaking some havoc in your emotional life, in your subconscious life. You've got to deal with something here. Internal. This is internal work. This is no jog, honey. This is something you've got to figure out. This isn't running through the park. This isn't contacting everybody and having lots and lots of shallow conversations. This could involve therapy or just some deep trusted source. If you do not do this, we have this emotional havoc being wreaked. This inner demon that's just going to be creating a lot of confusion, a lot of panic and frustration. So something will have to be revealed in the future. This could be not just a warning, but just a card. Something's going to have to be revealed in the future. You're going to have to be honest with somebody. Okay, so my phone did that again. So if you don't reveal this thing, if you don't get honest with yourself, if you don't get honest with what you want, which is what I was getting from this thing, if you don't get honest with yourself, it could result in some real internal psychological issues and difficulties, and having this inner demon continue to play with your, I want to say, sense of self-worth, or your inner workings, your subconscious. All right, Sagittarius, well, that was not the cheeriest reading I've ever done, and it just calls for you to keep hanging out, keep working through your issues. Yeah, there's not a lot. There's no taking action here, except in the future, possibly. Okay, so thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I very much appreciate them, and I hope you do have a good week.